Not only is there room for slavery in yours, you are currently benefiting from slavery, not just the extension of our economic situation into countries that utilize it to sell us goods, but that America still has slavery right now today. And I hope you will call back next week and I will explain to you exactly where. And I won't let Javon help me explain, despite the fact that he's actually from a group of people who had actually much more effects than me. Just to make
Yeah,
you
no,
feel more
I
comfortable, I
prefer
will
you talk.
address
I
the
prefer you
markers.
talking. Yeah, I
Thank you.
prefer you talking over me for all black related matters. Yeah.
It will. I'll do that for you, Jared. I know it'll make you more comfortable. Javon, any last thoughts for Jared?
None. Had refused.
I gotta rewind this just a little bit because I wasn't live for some of this. So let's play a little bit of this.
C is a private organization. They don't have to hold primaries if they don't want to. I hope you understand that. Same with the RNC. If they decided tomorrow, we're not going to hold primaries this year, that's not illegal. They're private corporations. Like they put up candidates as private corporations. Second, the delegates who make those votes did vote for Kamala Harris. They gave her the votes. Third, because she was the incumbent.
Yeah, but the whole thing about that, bro, if we're being honest, you can say yes, they did. The delegates did give her the delegation, but you have to understand who the fuck else are they gonna give it to? Who else are Democrats going to give their vote to if there's no other Democrats? So if this is a fucking company, a business, so you're basically saying like, okay, well, the presidents that we vote for are basically two companies, the RNC and the DNC. It's two fucking companies that choose the presidents for us. Yes, the DNC is a fucking private company. The RNC is a private company. And our delegates from these states, they give them that shit. Okay, I get that. But what the fuck does that actually mean? That means that this shit is privatized and we don't actually get to choose who the fuck we vote for. We don't get to choose it.
We did vote for her.
No, we
didn't.
We
voted for her when they voted for Biden.
No. No one voted for Kamala Harris. Like I say, when I voted for Dr. Jill Stein, that's who I voted for in this past election. I didn't vote for her running mate, Dr. Butch Ware. I didn't vote for him. I did not vote for Butch Ware. I voted for Dr. Jill Stein. Now, if she happens to pass away or whatever the fuck, then yes, he's going to take the mantle. Duh. But I didn't vote for him. Just like nobody voted for fucking Kamala Harris. No one voted for this woman. And like we're sitting here playing this game, trying to be like, well, she was on the ticket. No, the fuck she wasn't. If she was on the ticket, no one would have voted for her. Like no one voted for her when she was on the ticket. Like let's just be honest about this shit. Let's stop playing this fucking game, saying like, oh man, people voted for Kamala Harris. No, the fuck they didn't, bro. No, they didn't, because if Joe Biden would have told niggas 6-7 months before his stint ended, like, hey, I'm not gonna be running for re-election, nobody would have voted for this woman, and the DNC would have never put her up. It's just the truth. Nobody would have voted for her. Just like nobody voted for her when she ran by herself.
Knowing that if Biden either dropped out or didn't run again, that she would most likely be the next option, because that's how vice presidencies tend to work. Fourthly, because
yeah, but you saying this is how vice presidencies tend to work, like it was like the vice presidency was a thing. No, it wasn't a thing. Joe Biden didn't fucking die to us like, okay, well you have to accept this person. Joe Biden didn't die to where people who initially voted for Joe Biden in 2020 and then in 2024 said, hey, we want Kamala Harris. No, they voted for Joe Biden. Everybody that gave their money, their dollars to his campaign, they gave their money to Joe Biden. They didn't give it to fucking Kamala Harris. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Nobody gave their money to Kamala Harris. Was she the recipient of it? Yes. By default, she was the recipient, but nobody voted for her. Like, I don't understand why people do this shit. Like, well, by voting for Joe Biden, you're actually voting for Kamala Harris. No, the fuck you're not. When I went to cast my vote for Dr. Jill Stein, I did not vote for Butch Ware. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him, bro. Like, nothing in my mind said I'm gonna vote for Butch Ware. That's not how it happened. I voted for Dr. Jill Stein. That's who the fuck I voted for. That's who I wanted to win. Nothing in me said, oh, I just want, Butch Ware to win. No, that's not what I did. Nobody does that shit. Now, if a motherfucker dies or whatever the fuck the case, then yeah, they take the mantle and you just okay with it. But you didn't vote for that person. Stop making it seem like you just okay with that shit and you wanted this person to fucking win. No, the fuck you didn't. The person that you wanted to win was Joe Biden. That's why you voted for him.
Because we know how campaign financing works, we know that there was, I think it was at the start, about $150 million still left in the Biden-Harris campaign for Biden's run. No one else had access to those funds except Harris.
Nobody else had access to those campaign funds except Harris. So she was just supposed to have them, even though she never ran to where people would actually want to fuck with her. So she never ran to where people actually wanted her to run, but she's just supposed to have them. Nigga, no. Nobody wanted her. And it showed. This is why she lost. And thank God this bitch, thank the God I don't believe in that this bitch fucking lost. Thank the God I don't believe in that this bitch fucking lost is because a lot of these fucking shit libs, they wouldn't give a fuck. If Kamala Harris won, they wouldn't give a fuck about anything that's going on right now. Shit could be going on and happening the same way it's happening right now, and they wouldn't give a fuck because Kamala would be in office. Could be doing the same thing. Could be doing these same stupid ass tariffs. Could be fucking over people. Could have hundreds of thousands of jobs being lost. All of this shit. They wouldn't give a fuck as long as we got the first black woman ever into office. They would love it. They would love all of that shit. We got the first black woman into office. They wouldn't give a fuck if hundreds of thousands of people are losing their fucking jobs. Nigga, they don't give a fuck about you. The only thing these motherfuckers cared about is that a black woman, the first black woman, ever became president. These motherfuckers was trying to get brownie points and didn't give a fuck. This stupid, nothing ass bitch says she's not gonna do nothing different than goddamn Joe Biden. These motherfuckers are campaigning for status quo. Who the fuck campaigns? Listen, who campaigns for status quo? And who are the fucking dummies that agree with status quo? Who the fuck wants everything to be the same that it was under the previous president? Don't you want things to get better? Don't you want things to change? Nope. As long as it's not Trump, they're okay. As long as it's not Trump, we're okay. Listen, I can sit here and shit on Trump all motherfucking day because he's a fucking idiot. And we know he's a fucking dummy. That's not difficult to fucking do, is to take a shit on fucking Trump. He's an idiot. He's fucked up more fucking trade deals than we know what. We know he's a fucking dummy. This stupid motherfucker, up until a month ago, was still telling motherfuckers, oh yeah, tariffs is when other when other countries pay for the shit. Lying out of his fucking teeth. Knowing good and fucking well that we actually pay the tariffs. Knowing good and fucking well that Americans pay the tariffs. Stupid, just dumb as fuck. And a lot of you dumb niggas that didn't know what tariffs was, that never took a fucking 6th grade civics course, didn't know what the fuck it was. Okay, cool. You were dumb then. I hope you're not dumb now. But this cracker was sitting here lying to your motherfucking ass. A lot of you stupid motherfuckers voted for his dumb ass and agreed with a lot of this shit. But that don't mean we have to sit down and agree with motherfuckers talking about vote for Harris and she would have been so much greater. How the fuck would Kamala Harris been so much greater when she was telling you she wanted to keep things status quo? Okay, well let me ask you, what the fuck was status quo? What was status quo? Do you niggas not remember 2020 to fucking 2024? Do you niggas not remember what that looked like? Was that something great? It fucking wasn't. We hated it. This bitch talk about some, yeah, I'm just gonna do everything that Joe Biden was doing and da da da. Man, get the fuck out of here. You gonna do everything that Joe Biden was doing? Joe Biden was a fucking idiot. Joe Biden was a fucking liar. Joe Biden said he's gonna try to fight for $15 an hour. Meanwhile, the fucking hourly wage is still $7.25. Joe Biden said he was gonna fight to try to delete student loans. Guess what? You niggas still got your motherfucking student loans, don't you? You took your motherfucking stupid ass to goddamn college and got a motherfucking degree, and you can't get a job for that, bitch. Whatever the fuck you took your ass to school for, guess what? You can't get a job for it. And Joe Biden said, hey, I understand you can't get no job and whatever the fuck you went to college for, but I'm still not gonna wipe out your loans. That nigga forgot about all of that shit when he got in the office. He didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. Americans struggling? Why would I give a fuck about Americans struggling? Nigga, I'm cool. I'm straight. I'm Gucci. Why the fuck would I care about Americans struggling? You mean the people that actually voted me in the office? I have to do something for them now? Why the fuck would I do something for them? Are you fucking stupid? What do you think is gonna make me do something for the fucking American people? All of these hundreds of thousands of motherfuckers that stood up and voted for me. You think I'm finna do something for them? Why the fuck would I do something for them? Are you dumb? This ain't how this shit work. Nigga, the Democratic Party, nigga, we get in this motherfucker and we do what we wanna do. If it worked like that, nigga, you would have had it already. But guess what? You ain't got it like that because it ain't gonna be like that. The fuck is you talking about? The Democratic Party is finna do some shit. Niggas telling you, hey man, you niggas gotta get off of the Democratic plantation. Get off the Democratic plantation. Yeah, you right about that. And yeah, you right about that. Get off the Democratic plantation. But what is them crackers over there doing on you doing for you on that Republican plantation? Not a motherfucking thing. But I'm happy and I'm cool. I'm a pig and fucking slop. I'm a pig and fucking slop. I ain't doing shit. And I don't want these motherfucking crackers to do anything because I'm a pig and fucking slop. Nigga, please. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say as long as you ain't saying shit. Say whatever you want to say, nigga, as long as you ain't saying shit. That's how the fuck this shit work. What you thought this was? Oh, you thought you was gonna bring your ass over here to the motherfucking Republican Party and shit was gonna change for your motherfucking nappy head ass. Nigga, no it ain't. Nigga, no it ain't. Nigga, our motto is you come over here, say whatever you wanna say. Say whatever you wanna say. Just make sure you ain't saying shit. Nigga, that's how this shit work. You finna trade out one motherfucking cracker for another. You stupid, ignorant bastard, nigga. That ain't how this shit work. The fuck you thought this shit was? A fucking nigga. A fucking boneheaded fucking nigga think he finna switch over to the motherfucking Republican Party and think he finna fucking get something. He think he finna get something. Nigga, you ain't getting shit unless you cooning out. And you telling these motherfucking crackers how much black people ain't worth a fuck. Nigga, that's what you better do. Cause if you ain't doing that, nigga, your channel ain't popping, your shit is trash. Nigga, you better not uplift black people, nigga. What the fuck you uplifting black people for? You think you finna get some money doing that? Nigga, that ain't where the money at, nigga. Uplift black people if you want to, nigga. You finna be stuck. Nigga, what? That ain't how this shit work. These stupid ass, coon ass niggas. These niggas know what time it is. These niggas coon because they understand, nigga, there ain't no motherfucking money in uplifting black people. Why the fuck you think these niggas do this shit? You think that niggas like me and other brothers and sisters want to uplift black people because there's some fucking money in this shit? Bitch, ain't no money in this shit. Niggas listen to this shit, hear me go on a motherfucking rant, close the fucking YouTube and go about their motherfucking day. But if you sit here banging on motherfucking black folk, these crackers will put $1 in your fucking pot. And I'm not saying that to make niggas donate. I don't give a fuck about that. Bitch, you ain't gotta donate to me. Cause I know what the fuck time it is. I know black people are greater than all of this shit. I was sitting there yesterday. I was running through a lot of shit with my daughter. You know, I was going, through a lot of shit, telling my daughter about a lot of black inventions and shit that, you know, how black people have made this and made that, and she was just sitting there amazed, like, damn, you know. And I could see the look on her face. She was like, damn, like we really did all of that. I'm like, yeah, baby, like we did a lot of this shit. Like there's so much shit we don't get credit for, but you know, we did a lot of this. We did a lot of this shit, man. That don't mean you gotta throw it in a person's face or whatever the case may be, but the truth of the matter is, like, we them people for real. Like we those niggas for real, for real. Like we literally had something to add to this motherfucking shit you call life. I get it. These crackers tell you, hey, and this is why it's so important to teach your kids outside of the school shit. Because they'll never fucking know. These motherfuckers is gonna tell you about some Martin Luther King that was, non-violent. They're not finna tell you, hey man, King was on some other shit. They, they're not finna bring some Malcolm X Ballad of the Bullet shit. Man, these motherfuckers ain't finna do that. Nigga, you better teach your own motherfucking kids about this shit. Bro, it was crazy, bro. I saw my daughter's eyes when I told her that shit, and I was dropping this shit to her. She was just like, damn. Her eyes was just like crazy. And that fucked me up. I was like, damn, I already know what I gotta do. I gotta keep hitting her with it. I gotta keep hitting her with it. I gotta keep hitting her with that truth. Keep hitting her with that real shit. Cause the truth ain't on YouTube, bro. You not finna, no disrespect to the brother side, but you ain't finna watch a sign of the TV video and find no truth or no shit like that. Them niggas just arguing about what fucking sandals Jesus wore. That shit trash. You gotta teach your own kids. Yeah, go to school and learn about algebra and all of the other shit. But do you know where the fuck algebra came from? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's more to this shit, bro. There's way more to this shit. I'm one of them niggas. on Thanksgiving, I come to the motherfucking crib. I'm talking about that crazy shit. Niggas hate to see me coming. Yeah, nigga, it's me. I'm here. I'm talking about this shit. Yeah, nigga, that's right. That's motherfucking right, nigga. Yeah, I'm here. I'm talking about this shit that niggas don't want to hear. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You don't want to hear it, but it's real. I know. I'm talking about that shit you niggas don't want to fucking talk about. I know. I'm that nigga. Yeah, and I'm here. Damn, I'm starting to think that my brother hate white people. Yeah, I hate a lot of these motherfucking crackers. A lot of them I do. But the truth of the matter is, if they get their fucking shit together, we ain't got no problem. We ain't got no goddamn problem. You know? So yeah, it's a lot of shit, man. Niggas gotta understand this shit, man. It's a lot of shit that fucks us up, in our situations that we're in, man. We shouldn't even be in a lot of these situations that we're in. You know, I remember I turned an age, and I remember my uncle was, you know, I forget, I think I was like 23 or 24. I remember my uncle was hitting me with some shit, and I never forget. I was like, I ain't say this, but I was like, damn nigga, why you ain't never tell me this shit? I ain't say that, but I was just kind of like, man, why you never hit me to that? Like, why you allow me to get 24, 25 and hit me, with this information? Like, you could have been hit me with that. I don't know if it would have made a change in my life, but shit, maybe it could have, and I don't want my daughter to go and grow up in her life and have to look at this shit and be 25, 26, 27 and be looking at shit like, damn, this shit is really fucked up and we really I'm behind the eight ball. I'm behind the eight ball like a motherfucker. I'd rather give her this shit now to where she understand like, yo, you fucked up. You fucked up for real. You know, I remember I was talking to my homegirl, I was telling on some shit. I'm like, man, look, this is really what it is, bro. Like, the average nigga is not going to get out of where they are in life. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I say I say that to say this. If you're born into poverty, there's like a 70% chance you are going to stay in poverty. I was telling her this shit, like, yo, man, I'm just telling you, like, for real. And I'm breaking this shit down to her. She's just kind of not understanding it. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, how the fuck can you be this old and can't understand this shit that I'm saying? Like, nigga, if your parents were in poverty, bro, let's start here. 70 to 80% of people in America are in fucking poverty. That's just real. That's just fucking real, bro. 70% of people in America, we are fighting over 3%. We're fighting over 3 fucking percent of the wealth in this country. The top 1%, they hold 60% of the fucking wealth. The top 1%, they hold 60% of the wealth. The top 10%, they hold about 30% of the wealth. So when it comes to everybody else, like 70% of this country, nigga, we're fighting over 3% of the fucking wealth in this motherfucking country. So no, nigga, anybody else, ain't finna tell me that you're doing good, you're doing better than me, and such as no, nigga, you're just as poor as I am. You're just as fucked up as I am. Oh, you got a little job. Cool. You're just as fucked up. You're just as fucked up. And this is what niggas don't want to come together and understand. The moment we come together and understand, hey bro, we all fucked up out here, then we can come together and say, yo, we're all on the same class and we can fight this shit and take this shit down. But niggas don't want to do that. Niggas want to fight against other niggas and tell other niggas, oh man, you ain't shit, da 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 da. You're poor, da da da. You ain't shit, or you ain't trying hard enough. Trying hard enough, what? Bro, this is G shit. I swear to God, bro. I was talking to my eldest brother, and my brother is in a different tax bracket. I was talking to him earlier today, and I said, damn, bro, like, how many vacations are you really trying to motherfucking take a year? And how many vacations do you want to take a year? I said, how many are you taking and how many do you want to take? That nigga say, man, I'm taking 11 vacations and I want to take 12. I said, what the fuck? I said, nigga, that's 12 months in a year. Nigga said, yeah, I know. I'm already taking fucking 11 and I want 12. For the average nigga like you, me, and other niggas that's on here, bro, we don't take vacations like that. But when you're in a different tax bracket, you can do that type of shit. You can do that type of shit. I can't do it. I can't take fucking vacations once a fucking month. Nigga, no. I can't fucking do it. That shit ain't allowed for niggas like me. Niggas in my tax bracket, nigga, we work every day, paycheck to motherfucking paycheck, nigga. That's how we get it in. We work paycheck to motherfucking paycheck. The average nigga works paycheck to fucking paycheck. That's how we get it in. That's how the fuck we get it in. And I'm not saying everybody, but the majority of niggas that's listening to this shit, nigga, you doing the same thing. You doing the same fucking thing. Most niggas are not taking a vacation every fucking month. It's not fucking happening. It's not happening. Neither do you niggas even work in a place to where you can take a fucking vacation once a month. It's not real. Most of you niggas may work here or work there or some type of company, but for the most part, niggas live paycheck to paycheck. Most niggas is 2 or 3 paychecks away from being homeless. Just think about it. If you didn't get your paycheck this coming Friday, next Friday, and if you didn't get the paycheck that following Friday, will you have enough to keep up your lifestyle? The answer is no. You don't have enough in your savings to allow you to do it. And you want to know the reason how we know this? Not that I know this, that we know this, is because the average American, when there's $1,000 emergency that just pops up, we can't afford to pay this shit. The average American cannot afford a fucking emergency, a $1,000 emergency. Can't afford it. So if you can't afford a $1,000 emergency, how the fuck are you taking vacations? How the fuck are you taking vacations if you can't afford $1,000 emergency? These are just facts. I'm not saying this to down anybody. Shit, I'm fucked up in the game too. I ain't got it like that. You think, nigga, if my car break down, and something happened to my fucking engine, I got a fucking $1,000 to throw at the bitch? Nigga, no. And a lot of you niggas don't either. And we all live like this. And we all live like this in the supposed richest country in the world. We all live like this in the supposed richest country in the world. So why is it that you don't have enough money to take care of this situation? Why is it that you don't have enough money? Why is it? Is it something that you're doing? Is it something that you're doing because you waking up every morning, taking your ass to work, taking care of your kids, doing everything you need to do? Why is it that if a $1,000 emergency popped up, you ain't got the fucking money to take care of it? Are you a fucking bum? Are you a nothing ass nigga, a nothing ass female? Is it you? No, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. You're perfectly fine. You're doing exactly what the fuck you should be doing. What's happening is that these companies are taking money away from you. That's causing this shit. Whatever company you work for, they're taking millions of dollars, in some instances, hundreds of $1,000s out of your pocket to line the pockets of the CEOs so they can have money. Simple as that. What the fuck are you doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. Drive to work tomorrow and let your motherfucking car break down. And then you gotta, guess what? If you gotta get that bitch towed, boom, that's about $400. You gotta get that bitch towed. You already behind the motherfucking 8 ball. Damn, I gotta get this bitch towed. You better hope you got like Geico or some shit that can give you a free tow up until 2 miles, and then after 2 miles, you just pay like $1 a mile and something close. You better hope, bitch. You better hope. And then boom, tow the shit to the place. You know they finna hit you. You counting your lucky stars like, damn, I don't want to hear how much these motherfuckers finna charge me to fix this shit. Did they tell you? Okay, we looked at it, it's about to be 800. You know what you start doing after that? You know what you start doing after that? You start hollering at niggas like, hey, start calling brother, sister, daddy, mammy, grandmammy. You calling everybody. Damn, I gotta be able to get to work. I gotta be able to get to work. But guess what happened when you borrow $400-500 from these motherfuckers who gave you the bread? These motherfuckers, that's taken away from their shit if they get into a problem. If they run into some shit. Now they gotta borrow money from somewhere else. Yo, this shit is all the way fucked up how we live. This shit is all the way fucked up how we live. I'm just saying. Well, let me play this. My bad. I know I was supposed to be playing the video. My bad.
Anyone with half a brain would be like, yeah, why would we pick someone else and have to raise all this money again when Harris has access to $150 million in campaign funds? So,
I mean, I got you. But was that
Yeah.
not perfect timing when they did it at the exact point to where we knew
Jared,
that
it just
she
doesn't.
was going to be
It
the
doesn't
candidate?
matter
if Biden had refused to run, if Biden had said, I'm not running at all, right? I'm not going to run in 2024 at all. Do you know who would have been the Democratic nominee? It still would have been Harris. Without a
almost
primary,
certainly.
it still would have gone to Harris
Yeah.
because she was the vice president.
Yeah, I mean, I got it. I'm just saying people didn't vote for her. I'll concede the topic because I want to get on to some
So,
other
Jared,
things and
what tenet
more
of communism or
beneficial conversation.
socialism precludes? You said we support systems, so please now cite for us where that comes from. What tenet of socialism or communism removes the vote? Because in the socialist society that I advocate for, voting would become mandatory.
Okay,
you
I like
will
that.
vote.
Okay, so there is where I agree. So I am in the opinion that, and just you study any society through history, that capitalism allows for freedom and the birth of a nation.
Listen, capitalism cannot allow for freedom by the sheer nature of it. It's impossible that capitalism can allow for freedom because capitalism works on monopoly. Capitalism works on monopoly. It's always aiming for monopolization. So there is no freedom when it comes to capitalism. The aim, listen, have you played the fucking game Monopoly? It's This is what capitalism does. It aims for one person to own everything on the fucking board and everybody pays them. That's what capitalism does. That's what it is. So how the fuck can this system that aims for one person or one entity to own everything give you freedom? It's impossible for you to have fucking freedom. It's impossible. When the aim of capitalism is to own everything. The aim for capitalism is to own everything. So how the fuck can you ever get freedom out of one person owning everything? It's impossible.
That capitalistic system, as they evolve, has to become more and more socialist.
No, no, it doesn't become.
I agree with.
No, it does not become more and more socialist. It becomes more and more privatized. It's impossible for a capitalistic system to become socialized because the whole point of capitalism is for one entity to own every fucking thing. Everything. So when you look at the shit in your life right now that's getting worse, look at everything in your life that's getting worse, you can point it directly back to capitalism. Thank you, Real Black Genius. There's no money in it. Listen, there's no money. Listen, watch this, Real Black. There's no money in allowing people to have free internet. Imagine if, watch this. Imagine if the government said, hey, you know what? When it comes to internet, this is something that everybody needs, everybody uses. Let's just take over the shit and give it to everybody for free. As long as you have a phone, you can access the internet. There's no companies, Verizon, T-Mobile, whatever the fuck, that can make money off of it. Everybody will have it for free. You just pay what? $5, maybe $10 a month. Listen, as I stated earlier, what happens when you move to a new house in a new location? Do you get to choose who you get your fucking energy from? No, you don't get to choose. You get whatever energy company that's there. Why do you have to get this one energy company? You know why you only have this one energy company? It's because they have a monopoly on the fucking area. You don't get to choose. You don't get to choose who you get your energy from. You don't get to choose who you get your water from. You don't get to choose who you get your heat from. It all comes from one place because these companies have monopolized the area. You don't get to choose where the fuck you get your heating from. It's been chosen for you. Why? Because they've outbid everybody and took over everything. They've taken over every fucking thing. The water company has taken over all of the other water companies. The heating companies have taken over all of the other heating companies. The electric companies have taken over all of the other electric companies in your area. So you do not get to choose. What does capitalism say? What does capitalism say? Capitalism says, hey, if we have a whole bunch of different people, a whole bunch of different companies, it can drive the price down and you get the best service. No. Not when it comes to energy, not when it comes to heating and cooling, not when it comes to water, not when it comes to fucking gas, not when the fuck it comes to where you live and how you live. It's stupid. It's impossible. It's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't get to choose any of this shit. You get what's available. And this is the same way how this shit works when it comes to who you vote for. You have the DNC and the RNC. These are private fucking companies. They choose this person for you. The DNC chooses this person for you. The RNC chooses this person for you. And that's who you got to vote for. The left or the so-called left and the so-called right. That's all you get. You don't get anything else. There is no choice in capitalism. Wake the fuck up. There is no choice. You don't get a choice. You get a monopolization with the idea of choice. They sell you on capitalism, telling you that, hey, there's a choice that you get to get. You don't get a fucking choice in capitalism. There is no fucking choice. The motherfucker with the most money gets to buy out everything else, and that's what you get. That's all you get. The motherfucker that got the most money is going to buy out everything else. 50 Cent thought he did something revolutionary and that he was really smart. He bought some fucking quarter water. He thought he was very fucking smart when Pepsi came around and bought his shit for $500 million. He thought he was fucking smart. No, they was just buying the fucking competition out. They just bought the competition out because they got the money to do it. Do you have the money to buy the competition out to where the only thing that's on the fucking shelves is your shit? No, you don't, nigga. So you didn't do anything fucking smart. You're just a fucking cog in the fucking system. Niggas praise 50 Cent for being a fucking great millionaire. Nigga, you didn't do anything special. All of this shit that Pepsi has right now or Coke has right now, they bought their fucking competitors up. All of this shit you drink, they bought it up. Why do you think when you go down the aisle in Walmart or wherever the fuck you go, you'll buy this shit, but guess what? On the bottom of the shit, it'll say produced or bottled by Pepsi or bottled by fucking Coke. It's one company buying up every fucking thing. It's called a monopoly. Stu fucking pitity is what these niggas operate under. No, nigga, you weren't smart. You are not smart. The fuck?
Welfare, Medicare
Hey,
for
Jared.
all
Hey,
those
Jared.
things. Yeah.
Jared, was our country founded as a capitalist country with the freedom you're describing?
Yes, and it
It was
very
1776.
successful.
The capitalism gave
Yeah.
us freedom. Hey, Jared, do you know that black people
Capitalism cannot. Let me let him finish.
exist? I'm worried
I
you've never
mean-
heard of black people.
Jimmy, they were only 3/5 of a people. Come on now.
Was our country free
Well-
if people were enslaved?
First off,
Yo, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button if you rocking. Hit the like button.
for what, about
Here it
8?
comes.
I mean, whatever. I'm just gonna say about 80 years of that.
Here it comes.
This
Mhm.
wasn't an issue with slaves, trade,
Yeah.
none of that.
Hey,
The
Jared,
slave
Jared, my
trade
question
has been
was-
global.
Great,
Okay,
great,
I'm just
great,
saying the
great.
slave
Excellent,
trade
Jared.
has
Yeah,
been
yeah, great.
global. And
Slave trade is global. In
In
fact,
fact,
Koreans
Christian
had the
values
longest
were what-
uninterrupted tradition of slavery of any nation. So great, we've gotten these talking points out of the way. We are already there. Hey, Jared, you
Gotcha.
said we were capitalism allowed us to be founded as a free nation. Can a free nation have slaves?
Well, I don't know why you're trying to.
Answer the fucking question, Jared. You fucking cuck. Answer the fucking question, nigga.
Can a free
Thank
nation
you.
have slaves? The answer is a yes or no question. Can a free nation have slaves?
I would say no, and I would say
Correct.
no
So
nation.
we
I
didn't.
would say no
We weren't
nation
founded
in
as
the
a free
past,
nation.
all of human history before 100 years ago.
So now he's going to all of human history. Nigga, we ain't talking about all of human history. We talking about from 1776 up until motherfucking now. And the majority of that motherfucking time, black people for approximately 287 motherfucking years was slaves. Fuck this other shit that you talk about. None of that shit has anything to do with the greater point that's actually being made, especially when we're talking about capitalism. Capitalism is the reason why blacks were actually fucking slaves. Get a grip.
Didn't have slaves.
Hey
And
Jared,
that
hey Jared,
slaves
where do you
were.
live? Do you live in the Michigan that's in modern day US, or do you live in the
Yeah.
Michigan of a different nation from 100 years? Great. So we're going to talk about where we are and what we're doing and our past. And you said that we were founded as a free nation in 1776 because of our basis of capitalism. You have now acknowledged that it is not possible for a nation to be free and for that nation to have slaves. So when did America become a free nation?
Never.
I would still argue at the point that they created the country, because I don't think of slavery as a racial point. I think of slavery as a kingdom and an economic overlord of completely controlling your whole class of people. And the United States was funded and founded on a basis.
I hope you will call back next week, but we have to go because it's 6:59. I guess I'll just say, as you're calling in saying you don't think communism or socialism is good and what we're advocating for is worse, I believe it is the case. I can only speak for myself because I don't know. Maybe Javon believes something that's going to.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that most people don't understand what communism or socialism is. But let's get to this next video, and we definitely gonna get into this, and let's get it popping.
Hello, we're here to debate.
I sure would like to talk to you.
Okay.
I haven't noticed much debating going on, but
Well, the minute we get somebody who can have a serious conversation, then we'll have one. What's your name, age, or pronouns?
my name is Mike. I'm 46, and I'm an adult human male. And typically, we use a specific type of pronoun for that, but you can call me, if you allow me to choose, I would choose majesty and handsome.
Okay, so you use neopronouns. That's dope. That's very progressive of you.
I like to be cutting edge.
Okay, I mean, if you want to use, I don't mind neopronouns. What are you here to debate about?
Well, like I said, I haven't seen you debate with anyone. You like to call names and try to assert
Are you here to debate the meta? Or are you here to actually make a point?
What I would like to do is ask you a couple questions. Like I guess I would like to know. You've talked about socialism. You want everybody to define socialism, but I'd like to hear your definition of socialism, and then I would also like to hear.
There's not a lot of definitions of socialism, which is kind of sad. It kind of shows the the lack of understanding when a person asks, well, what is your definition of socialism? There isn't like a bunch of definitions. Like there's really just one definition of socialism. How people explain it could be different, but the definition is really just one.
Like, how does that work out in real life? Can you point to an example of where it's been successful and they're still implementing it to this day? And I'd like to kind of work out a conversation with that.
Socialism would just be a political and economic movement in which the means of production and exchange are collectively owned by the workers, not by a state government.
That's bro. That's what it is. It's always fucking been that way. It's never been anything different. Marxist theory like has always been the fucking same. It hasn't changed. Like that's what I don't understand when people say, "Well, what's your definition?" No, like that's just the fucking definition, bro. It's just the definition.
Socialism is going to be the state in socialism is typically only used to protect the workers' interests and protect the workers from capitalists. Where has socialism been successful? It depends upon your metrics of success. What are your metrics of success?
It's still actively in use, and people are thriving under that system.
What are your for thriving? What are your metrics of thriving? Because I would argue if we're saying like people are thriving, I would say capitalism is
I would say people in Cuba are actually thriving under socialism, even with the inherent bias that they have, that they're actually thriving under it today.
not a successful system because people aren't thriving under capitalism. A small minority of people are. Like 1%
That's
of people
facts.
are like thriving.
That's
Globally,
facts.
people are suffering.
That's fact.
So like what metrics do you want to specifically use to look at thriving?
You know what? That can actually come later. I would, if you don't mind, your definition of socialism being the people in the means of production, but the government being the ones that are protecting the workers. What? So, do you think generally people are good? Are there such things as good people that you can trust and that you can rely on to, out of the goodness of their hearts, do good for other people? Like generally speaking.
Are there good people? Yeah.
Okay, so do
Yeah, so if he's trying to say like, are there good people who are socialists? No, not every person that's a socialist is a good person. Not every person that's an atheist is a good person. Not every person that's a Christian is a good person. Um, like what people have to understand is when you're talking about socialism, communism, and specifically Marxist theory, Marx made it clear that when he was arguing for this, it it has nothing to do with morality. So, initially I was one of those people that thought like, hey, this is the moral thing to do is to make sure that things are equal, equitable, shit like that. But when I actually begin to delve into more of Marxist theory, he wasn't arguing for things to be moral. Like that wasn't his thing. Like it wasn't a moral thing. Like that wasn't what it was. Like you know, capitalism, we call it today, we call capitalism evil because it's just such. But Marx wasn't trying to say that socialism was something that was moral. He never argued for that shit. Like that's something like that's a modern day politics that a lot of people inject into it because it is more like overall it is more moral. But Marx never looked at socialism or communism like, hey, this is the most moral thing to do, and this is why we should do it. Like a lot of people today say, hey, man, it's more moral to be a socialist or a communist, but Marx wasn't looking at that shit like that. He was just simply critiquing capitalism, and if you critique capitalism, you have to not have to, but you will come to the understanding that capitalism is fucking evil, like point blank.
Do I believe
are those the
people?
people?
Do I believe like people are good? Like I don't think there's any inherent to people. I think we're socialized to be what we are. I don't think there's like any inherent
Yeah, I would agree
way
with that.
people are.
I would
I think
agree
it's
with
just
that.
we're socialized specific ways.
So you think we're just blank slates? Like we're not typically prone to being selfish
Yes,
or
we're
looking out for our own
absolutely
self?
Nah, see, I wouldn't say that we're blank slates. I think that there's problems that people have that are already there. So I can't say that we're just a blank slate. Like you could just take one person from one society and put them into another society. Like no, like there's things that people go through that can cause them to be a particular way. So I don't think that we're just blank slates and things just happen just because things happen and things are because they are. Now I wouldn't say that, but mostly things happen and people are who they are because things happen, if that makes sense.
Interest or anything like that?
We are absolutely blank slates, and then our
I
the
disagree
way
with
that
that.
we behave as we grow up is socialized into us. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Do you have any
disagree with
children?
that.
What's the relevance of that question?
Well, because you can, as a parent, I have 6 children, and you see tendencies of human behavior in small children at such a young age. Even though you try to teach them to be, benevolent or to share, they seem to
That's because
be
they don't.
selfish.
That's because they don't. Wait, but I wouldn't call a child who's not sharing selfish. They don't have a concept of selfishness. They don't know what that is. They don't understand selfishness. They don't.
Yeah, that has to be selfishness. Has to be like when you talk about those particular type of attributes, that has to be bred into a child. So, like for example, if you have a child who is the only child, they're more likely to exhibit selfishness versus if you have a child that has like a little brother or a little sister, they're less likely to exhibit those things. Uh, but then you also have to look at, okay, well, what is the age? So it actually gets a little bit muddled once you get deeper into it, because if you have like say for instance, if you have a child who's like 15 and who's maybe been selfish all their life, and then their mother has a child, the oldest child is 15 and now they have a new child, like, yeah, but more than likely if you have a child who's 3 years old and they have another, and the mother or father has another child, they're less likely to be that way, because then that's when like the empathy bulb goes off in their head, you know. And most people see this with their own children because, like, this is when like the big brother shit. Like if there's like two kids, both are boys, you have like the big brother shit to where it wants to look out for the little brother. So the empathy bulb goes off, and it's nothing that you're doing as a parent, but most of the time that thing will get triggered in that child to where this child wants to look out, the big brother or big sister shit. They want to look out for the younger one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of how that works.
They don't understand that what they're doing has like people that are like, typically when we're talking about like moral behavior, like selfish would be an unmoral behavior. You have to teach somebody
Immoral.
that the thing that they're doing is wrong or unmoral, right? Because again, they're blank slates. They're just acting in
Yeah, I disagree with that they are blank slates, but I do agree that you have to teach them that shit because, like I say, the older child will start to automatically look out for the younger child. You know what I'm saying? I did it, with my younger brother. I started to look out for him. It wasn't something that was taught to me, like, it was just something that I just automatically did. So it wasn't taught to me like, hey, look out for your younger brother. It was just something that was kind of innate, because it's like, hey, like think about it like this. Like, you ever see dogs, right? Like, you ever see dogs and how dogs, and let's say a woman has a child, dogs would just automatically start to look out for the new little baby that's around. They'll just automatically start looking out for him. You know what I'm saying? Because like that shit is innate. Like the little dog doesn't have fucking kids, but they understand that that's a little kid, so they innately try to be there for the little kid, you know what I'm saying, as much as they can. So it's one of those things. I don't think like it's a blank slate type of thing. I disagree with that.
Uh, they're just acting on instinct, basically. Like kids don't have the understanding. It depends, well, depending on how old they are. Usually they should have a moral system developed starting around like 3 to 4. But like really little kids, like a 2-year-old isn't selfish when they like take food off your plate and start eating it. It's not selfish. They don't understand what they're doing. That's the whole point.
So you would contend that if, let's say, I grew up in an environment where stealing was, generally accepted among my friends and stole from other people, would you think that if I still considered that to be okay, and that's just the way that I, get the things that I have?
No, but you wouldn't steal and think that it's okay because your parents would reprimand you if you stole and did something. So if you were 2 or 3 years old and did that, like you would be reprimanded and you would be told not to steal. So you don't get past, like, when you're 1, 2 years old, like, parents start to teach you little shit, especially once you start beginning to walk and stuff like that. They begin to breed this stuff into you to like, hey, you can't do this. No, no, don't do this. No, don't do that. No, don't. Like that's like that's your favorite word when you're talking to your children is no, 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 no. So they understand. Don't do this or don't do that. Like you never say yes to a child. Like there's literally nothing you say yes to a child for. Like it's always no, don't do this, no, don't do that, because you're trying to prepare them for life and what they're getting themselves into. So yeah, he's wrong about that.
Would it still be wrong, even though I'm doing that?
Yes, but again, that's still
Did you say yes?
socialization. No, I said again, that is still socialization.
Right.
Right.
You
So
socialize.
then stealing isn't inherently wrong?
No, stealing is not inherently wrong.
No, stealing is inherently wrong. I disagree with him on that. Stealing is inherently wrong, and this is why we teach this to our children that hey, no, you don't want to steal, you don't want to take this, you don't want to take that, because it is inherently wrong. It just is. So I disagree with him on that.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I
let
guess
me
that
ask you.
gives
Let
me
me
a
ask
little
you a
more insight
question.
into where you are.
Well, wait. Let me ask you a question. If I have a mother who steals baby food from Walmart,
Which you
do you consider this? Do you consider? Okay, you got the whole club chuckling. If I had a mother who stole baby food from Walmart, do you consider this to be wrong? Like,
Well, if it wasn't inherently wrong, then no. If it's not inherently wrong, then no. But what if you have a mother that stole if she stole a PS5, is that inherently wrong? Like you're taking the mother to the extreme to say she's trying to take the baby food to feed her child. Then of course but see, there's an understanding why the mother is taking the food. But if you say the mother is stealing a fucking PS5, like, what's the reason for stealing the PS5? Is she stealing it to try to sell it to get some baby food? But then you would have to ask, well, why not just steal the fucking baby food when it was right next to the fucking PS5?
moral act?
Yes.
I don't.
It's not hers, and she's taking something that doesn't belong to her. So yes, inherently
Okay,
that is
so
wrong. But I understand
don't
it
view
is
it as wrong.
understandable that the mother would want to provide for her child, and so
So Robin Hood,
you would want to have some compassion.
Robin Hood was wrong then.
No, Robin Hood was perfectly correct because he was not taking things for himself to live lavishly. Robin Hood was taking things from other people to give to other people that actually needed it. But if you're saying that stealing is inherently wrong, then you would have to say that Robin Hood was wrong in what he did, but nobody would ever say that Robin Hood was wrong. But if like that just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think you can make that argument that s- you know, stealing is inherently wrong. I don't think you can make that argument.
Uh, Yeah.
Like perfect example. Remember when what was it, 2006, when the levees broke? Excuse me, when the levees broke and in New Orleans, like nobody looked at those people when they was running into Eckerd's and Rite Aid. Nobody looked at those people when they was trying to get shit for their grandmothers. When they was trying to get stuff for their grandmothers. It's just saying like, hey, these people are wrong for stealing shit for their grandmothers. Like, hell no. Like nobody looked at them as doing something wrong. Like, and it wasn't inherently wrong. Like, what's inherently wrong is overcharging people even for the shit. But that's another conversation.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Damn.
See, I'm
So
just
here
to give
we-
you a little insight. I'm operating from a biblical Christian worldview, and I do think that God created us all, and so we all inherently we know within ourselves we have a conscience, and we've been made in God's image, and so we all know the difference between right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm trying to get an understanding of where you're at, because it seems like you wouldn't really have a very firm foundation except for your I don't know, your own arbitrary idea or your opinion, basically.
All morality is subjective, bro.
Oh,
Even
right,
morality,
is that-
even
is
morality
that
based on a
are you absolutely sure about that?
yes, even morality based on a Christian worldview is subjective. Yes,
Yeah, I agree
morality
with
is
that.
Okay.
subjective.
So okay, so I'm just getting an understanding of where you're at. So, what was it? Oh yeah. So you trust certain leaders or government officials to ensure that we keep our rights to own the production and whatever benefits
moving.
flow.
No, you don't have any rights. That's number one. No one has any rights to do anything at any time. You don't have any rights. This is made up shit. So all of the so-called rights that you think that you have are just things that you use and operate under the auspice of force. So that's it. Like, there are no rights that you think that you have. Like, that's non-existent. You have no fucking rights to live. You don't have no rights to breathe. None of this shit. Like, all of this shit that you think that you have rights of, you do not have it. Everything that you think that you have, it's backed by force, or in other words, niggas that walk around with fucking guns on their hip that can and will kill you for it. So you don't have any rights for anything whatsoever at any fucking point in time.
So from that,
Moving
like
back to that.
what do the people in the higher up government positions get? How do they benefit from being in that position?
They benefit the same way that, well, first of all, the people in
The way how they benefit is they get to keep their position, and you will never challenge them, and they get to stay where they are, and you get to stay where you are, and they stay where they are, and you stay where you are, but you just think that you're doing something beneficial, but no. There's no. They get the benefit of giving you some bullshit of, do you want to vote for Trump or Kamala Harris? And you say, yes, I will vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. This is what you get. You get a pseudo idea of what democracy is, but in actuality, there's no such thing as democracy. Democracy actually doesn't fucking exist. If you if you understood democracy, you would understand that democracy does not exist. And not only does democracy not exist, it's actually impossible for democracy to exist in the state that we think that it should exist. Democracy does not live in America or anybody else. Oh, excuse me, not anybody else, but anywhere else. Democracy does not live there. I'm sorry.
these positions under a socialist movement would benefit the same way that people under the socialist movement are benefit by having their needs met.
So so basically, there you just have what you need. You don't really have. Well, there's no reason to have any ambition or to try to strive for more or to innovate.
You can strive for whatever you want, but it doesn't mean that democracy exists. The democracy is the shit that they tell you exists to make you strive for something, but democracy doesn't actually exist. It's something. Like, do you know like how they say like the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was to say that he didn't exist? That's kind of the similar thing when it comes to democracy. So many stupid people think that democracy exists that they they actually try to practice it, hoping that they can um they try to practice it hoping that it can actually work for them in the end, but there's no such thing as democracy realistically. Like, damn, how do I say this? Let me put it to you like this. In a so-called democratic state, excuse me, in a so-called democratic state, it's impossible for democracy to live. It's impossible for democracy to live in a so-called democratic state. Because if democracy was alive, then you would be able to choose who the fuck you vote for. But they give you the illusion of you can choose who you vote for, but then when you actually study it, you find out that these two parties are actually privately owned companies. Now the delegates are not private. And this is where they like to go. They'll say, "Well, the delegates are not private. What about the delegates of Florida? What about the delegates of Georgia? What about the delegates of Rhode Island? They chose these people." Yeah, but they chose these people that the Democratic Party, the DNC, chose for them. So you don't actually have a choice. So when you talk about excuse me, when you talk about democracy, this doesn't exist in a capitalistic state. It's impossible. It's impossible to have democracy and capitalism that can run concurrent. It's impossible. Like, it cannot happen. You have to have one side takes all. Because if you had democracy is what? Let's talk about it. Democracy is you get to choose, but you don't get to choose. So we can knock that right there out of the box. So right there out of the box, you don't get to choose. You didn't get to choose, so you don't have a democracy. Oh, okay. So no, but see, democracy is I get the opportunity. No, all of this shit is chosen for you. Where's the democracy? If you don't have democracy at work, how the fuck do you think that you're gonna have democracy when it comes to who you choose to rule over you? Because this is essentially kind of what we're doing. We're choosing people to rule over us. So people say, "Oh man, we don't want any kings, we don't want any queens, we don't want to be like England, we don't want any kings." Oh, okay. Well, aren't you are you not choosing who the fuck you want to rule over you? Well, yeah, it's a democracy. We get to choose. So you're choosing who you want to rule over you. You're choosing who you get to rule over you? And this is supposed to be some kind of great democratic idea? How the fuck is this a great democratic idea that, hey, I'm not going to be a slave? I'm gonna be a slave who I choose to lord and rule over me. That's who I'm gonna be a slave to. Huh? I'm not going to be a slave. I'm only going to be a slave to the person that I choose to rule over me. That's your democracy? That's your democracy. Is that you get to choose who rules over you. That's your democracy. And see, this is why socialism is so fucking important and imperative, because you get to negate that whole process. Socialism says, fuck that. Nigga, ain't nobody ruling over me. Ain't nobody ruling over me. I get the opportunity to say, this is the way how I want to do it, and I want to do it on these terms, which are my terms. But people on the right say, no, we need a democracy. So you want to choose who gets to rule over you? And when that person doesn't do what you want them to do, then what? You already chose this person to rule over you. You've already given it away. You just sat here and said, I want Donald Trump. I've given my vote to this person, Donald Trump, to rule over me. And this is who I want to rule over me. That's your democracy? This is what you actually think? You're sitting back saying, I voted for Donald Trump. I want him to rule over me. Fuck what you talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. What you mean I don't know what I'm talking about? I'm telling you that you're sitting back choosing somebody to rule over you, but you think that you have a fucking democracy. What is a democracy? Wake the fuck up and understand what is democratic rule. What is democratic rule? Democratic rule is you choose somebody to stand over you. You choosing somebody to stand over you. What is communism? Communism is you get rid of that shit and you choose to say, I'm the master of my fucking destiny. That's what fucking socialism is. Socialism says, I'm the master of my fucking destiny. I don't need nobody to fucking rule over me. I don't need anybody to rule over me. That's gonna take 50% of what the fuck I got and do whatever the fuck they want to do with it. And then when they choose to do this, to do that, or go to war, I just gotta go along with it. Or I gotta send my fucking sons and daughters to go to war with this motherfucker because of what? Because they chose to do so? If this shit was actually a fucking chessboard and kings and queens and motherfuckers actually had to go to war for themselves, there would never be any wars. But let me guess, you know that already. Well, if you know that already, then why the fuck are you sitting back talking about you want a goddamn democracy? A democracy is antiquated. It's outdated. Democracies are outdated. It's antiquated. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I gotta ask you this question. I have to ask you this question. I have to ask you this question. And I get it. I get it where you're gonna go. I get it. But before you go there, answer the fucking question. Let me ask you. When you watched Star Wars, when you watched all of these sci-fi movies, to where there was no need for government, there was no need for people having to force themselves to do labor for other people. When you watch shit like Star Trek, when you sat back as a kid and watched that shit, what went through your fucking mind? What went through your mind when you saw when Data pressed the fucking button and a coffee appeared? He pressed the button and a coffee appeared. That wasn't a person that was picking an axe and making fucking coffee. He pressed the button and coffee appeared. What went through your mind at that time? Did it go through your mind? Damn, that coffee appeared, but shit, we needed 20 niggas to be working. No. You know what went through your mind? You said, damn, he pressed the motherfucking button, coffee appeared, eggs and steak appeared on the fucking plate, and nobody was harmed. So my question is, if he pressed the button, steak and eggs appeared on the fucking plate, why is it that you, yes, you, why is it that you and me, why don't we come together and try to aim to get to that place? Why is it we don't aim to get to that place to where a motherfucker can press a button and we don't need black Africans picking fucking axes for 20 years to make the fucking shit? Why is it that black Africans have to suffer and toil for 20 fucking years to give you that ability? Why is it? Why can't a motherfucker press the fucking button and then eggs and steak come out the motherfucker? I could tell you why. White people have lied to you. They've told you that this shit is not possible unless we have X, Y, or Z. But their X, Y, or Z includes black Africans working their fucking life out to give you this shit. They don't want to think of another way. They don't want to think of another way. Why is it when you look at Star Trek, nobody had cancer? A motherfucker had a goddamn disease, they press a motherfucking button, and the motherfucker was absolved of the shit. Why is it? Why is it that since I was a fucking kid, every fucking thing has been, let's donate to cancer research. Let's donate to cancer research. We've been donating to fucking cancer research for 40 fucking years. I'm 40 years old. We've been donating to this shit for 40 fucking years. You mean to tell me these niggas ain't came up with a fucking cure yet? But they don't want to cure anything. They want to comfort you in your time of hurt. They don't want to fucking fix the shit. There's no money. In capitalism, there's no money in fixing the fucking problem. Planned obsolescence. That's all this shit is. Do you know what planned obsolescence is? This is what planned obsolescence is. Planned obsolescence is that you make a fucking iPhone or an Android phone and the bitch break 3 years after. So you can do what? Buy another one. Let me ask you this question. Do you remember all those stories that your mama, grandmama, all of them old motherfuckers that used to say back in the day? Damn, I remember furniture used to last 50 years. Damn, I remember all of this shit used to last 50 years, 60 years. Shit used to last forever. Why doesn't shit last anymore? You want to know why? It's because there is no money in making shit last. The reason why you gotta buy a new fucking iPhone every fucking 3 years is because they plan on the shit breaking. They want the shit to fucking break. How the fuck can they make money and sell you a new fucking iPhone if the iPhone that you bought 5-10 years ago is still working? How can they sell you a new iPhone if the iPhone you got now still works from 10 years ago? What are you getting in that new iPhone? What are you getting, a better camera? You're getting a new and better camera. It's called planned obsolescence. They want this shit to fucking break. And once it breaks, guess what? You have to do what? You have to now buy something new. Look at this shit. Everything that motherfuckers used to make in the past that never broke, those companies went out of business. Those companies went out of business. When motherfuckers made shit in the past and they didn't break, they went out of business. Why did they go out of business? There was nothing else that they can sell. They sold you some furniture that lasted 80 years. They sold you a TV that lasted 80 years. How the fuck can they sell you another TV when the one that you already got lasts for fucking 50 years? They can't sell you another one. So you know what they gotta do? They gotta sell you one that's slowly gonna fucking break down in about 2 or 3 years. They have to sell you the bullshit. So it slowly breaks down. So you have to do what? When Black Friday come around, the shit that was $500, they finna tell you that it's $800, slash the price fucking down back to $500, and tell you it's on sale. This is what they do. And you buy this shit. You buy this shit. There's a fucking reason behind this shit. There should be no fucking reason, bruh, that you should buy a fucking phone that's $500, $600, $700, $800, $900 motherfucking dollars. And then 3 years later, the bitch is acting up on you. Now the phone just, you get an update. Now the phone is acting up. The phone start acting up so much, you know what you say? Man, I gotta get a new phone. Same shit happened with my phone. I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, damn, all of a sudden, the bitch turned 3 years old, the bitch is acting up. It's acting up. The bitch don't want to turn on. You turn the bitch on, it turns on, turns off. Turns on, turns off. What the fuck is going? I get an update from the motherfucker. Get an update, it turns on, turns off. Turns on, turns off. What the fuck is wrong with the phone? I ain't do nothing to the bitch. I've been having the phone for 3 years. Nigga, no. Yeah, you had it for 3 years, but they don't want you to have it longer than that. They want you to buy a new one. Because if you don't buy a new one, how the fuck they finna stay in business? Bitch, they can't fucking sell you no shit. They can't sell you no goddamn phone for $1,000. That's finna last 10 years. They going out of business if they do that. How the fuck they finna sell you a fucking phone that's finna last for 10 years? They gonna have shit to fucking sell your stupid ass. What you think they finna sell you a motherfucking TV, nigga? That's finna last 10 years? Nigga, no. It can't last for 10 years. If it lasts for 10 years, you ain't gonna have shit else to buy. The fuck you talking about? How the fuck you gonna engage in this economy? How the fuck do you engage in the economy if you got a fucking TV, a 65-inch that you done had for 10 years? No, nigga. At about that 3-year mark, the bitch start fucking up. That 4-year mark, you say, damn, I need a new TV. I need a new phone. Same shit with cars. Damn, why this car acting up now? Why is the car acting up? You want to know why? It's because these motherfuckers are using plastic fucking pieces, because before they was using metal pieces to where the shit didn't go bad. They was using metal pieces in the cars to where the shit didn't go bad. Now they using fucking plastic fucking pieces to where now shit fucking go bad. Now you gotta replace this. You gotta replace that. You gotta replace the starter. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. And you sit back to yourself, God damn, why the fuck I gotta do all of this shit? Why the fuck do I gotta replace this fucking piece? Why the fuck would you start to ask yourself, why the fuck would they make a piece on a car that would go bad? Nigga, the reason they made the piece to go bad so you can fucking buy another one. They didn't make this shit. Nigga, you spent $30,000 on the fucking car. Nigga, you thought you spent that shit so it was something for you? They don't want you driving that same motherfucking Mazda, nigga. The fuck you talking about? They want you driving that Mazda for about 3 or 4 years till now it's time to buy another one. Nigga, bro, these companies will go out of business if they actually made shit how the fuck they used to make it. These companies would go out of business if they made parts that fucking lasted. They would go out of business. But they're not trying to go out of business. So they gotta put a plastic fucking piece of shit ass shit on your fucking car. The starter is metal. But the manifold is plastic. So the bitch go bad. And you sitting back looking like, damn, man, this shit done went bad on a nigga, man. God damn. Now you got to go spend what? Now you got to go spend $200-$300 to go get what? A new fucking starter, a new fucking manifold, all this other shit. Why? Why you got to go do that? It's done on purpose. It's a part of the fucking game. But you sitting there looking at the shit like, damn, man, shit fucked up. No, shit is fucked up. But these crackers is doing this shit on purpose. Nigga, you ain't sitting there with a fucking flow model fucking 50-inch TV. You got a goddamn flat screen hanging up on your motherfucking wall. Why all of a sudden, after 5 years, the bitch is not working, it's not, the remote control ain't fucking doing what it's supposed to do, shit is just fucking up? What's the first thing come to your fucking stupid ass brain? Damn, I gotta get a new TV, man. This shit ain't working. You look at your phone. Damn, this shit's starting to slow down. Why is my phone slowing down? You mean to tell me with all of these big so-called big brain motherfuckers, all of these so-called smarty arty motherfuckers, they made a phone that couldn't last fucking 5 years? The shit just break? No, nigga, they did it on purpose. They want you to buy a new fucking iPhone, nigga. They want the shit to break. They set it up. Why the fuck you think your battery go bad when you trying to charge your fucking phone and you like, damn, why the fuck the battery don't hold no fucking charge anymore? The shit don't hold no fucking charge. What the hell is going on? It don't hold any fucking charge because they gave you a degraded battery from the fucking beginning. And you sitting there thinking, damn, what the fuck is going on? Why this? Why that? They did it to you. And you thinking that you got this shit figured the fuck out? Oh, man. No, nigga, you don't got it figured out. These crackers done this shit to you because they need you for their fucking consumerism. Nigga, you can't go buy right now, nigga, you cannot go buy a fucking couch that's gonna last you fucking 50 fucking years for you and your daughter and your daughter's daughter. You can't fucking buy a couch that's gonna do it. It doesn't matter if you spend $1,500 on some bullshit from here, or if you spend $2,500 from here. Nigga, it's all gonna break. It's all gonna break. Cause it's meant to fucking break. They all use the same shit. MDF. They all use the fake wood. They all use the fake wood now. The MDF. They all use that fake ass wood from fucking China. They all use it. What you think you about? Let me guess. You think you about to get you some real shit? Oh, you done spent fucking $2,500. Oh, and you know what they say? You get what you pay for. No, the fuck you don't, nigga. It don't matter what the fuck you pay for. You getting the same shit that a broke ass nigga that's shopping at Family Dollar getting. You getting the same shit. You getting the same thing. You ain't getting nothing different. Oh, you think just because you spent a few extra dollars, or I went to Family Dollar or Walmart and I bought this shit for $200. Oh, let me guess, you finna go here or whatever. You finna spend $500. You think you finna get something different, nigga? You ain't getting shit different. Your shit finna break too. How the fuck is the business that you bought that shit from is still a fucking around? It's because your shit needs to break. The same way my shit needs to break. If the shit that I bought from Walmart don't break, Walmart don't get me back in their store. If the shit that you bought from wherever the fuck don't break, they don't get you back buying their shit. It's the same shit. Yeah, I get it, nigga. Yeah, I understand. You may make a little bit more money than I do, and you got a little bit more money. So you finna spend $1,000 extra on this, and you finna spend $1,000 extra on that. But guess what, nigga? Your shit finna break just like my shit finna break, nigga. Your shit finna break too. You think just because you done spun an extra $100 or a few $100, you think you finna get something different than what the fuck I got? Bitch, no. They want your shit to break. They engineered it for it to break. It needs to break. It needs to fucking crumble. How the fuck you think these motherfuckers is still selling this shit if your shit ain't breaking? Nigga, it gotta break. You gotta break the fuck down. What you think you just finna buy a motherfucking smartphone? Oh man, I done spent $1,500 on the newest flip found whatever the fuck. I done flipped and flipped it and smished it. Nigga, give that shit 2 years, nigga. That shit finna be worth garbage. It's finna be worth garbage. And you ain't getting shit out of it. That shit finna motherfucking break, and guess what's finna happen? You, just like any other po motherfucker that ain't got bread like that. That po ass nigga that's fucked up in the game, he gonna have to spend money. The difference is if you got a little bit of money, you can spend it, whereas the po ass nigga, he ain't got it like that. The fuck you talking about? Verizon, T-Mobile. You think these motherfuckers is making phones and good shit just so you can fucking have? Nigga, what? They want this shit to break. Bitch, they would prefer the bitch break tomorrow so you can come back. And they hope you don't get the fucking $5 a month reparations plan or whatever the fuck they call it. They hope you don't get the plan. So you have to buy a new fucking phone. They hope you don't get it. This is why you sit your dumb ass. Nah, I ain't gonna get the plan. I think I'm alright. I got a new phone. Then the bitch break fucking 7 days later. Now you looking stupid and ugly in the face. No, nigga, this shit is gonna break. It's supposed to break. They want it to break. They want this shit to break the first day you fucking got it. You niggas better wake the fuck up, nigga. Fuck you talking about? Oh, I done bought some furniture from this place or that place, and my shit better than yours because you spent 1,500. I spent 3,500 on mine. Guess what, nigga? Your shit finna break the same fucking time mine is. Your shit finna break, nigga. And when your shit break, guess what you finna do? You finna take your stupid ass back there and spend another motherfucking $1,600 and do that same shit over again. Oh, look at this po ass nigga. He got Walmart furniture. The nigga went in the middle of Walmart and got him some motherfucking furniture. Oh, okay. Well, you can laugh at me. That's cool. I ain't mad at you. You can laugh at me. But guess what? Your shit gonna break the same motherfucking time, nigga. And your ass gonna be sitting there, damn, I just sat on the motherfucker. I barely sat on the bitch and the bitch broke. Guess what, bitch? It was supposed to break. They want you to keep buying from them. They want you to keep buying from them. And you know what your dumb ass gonna say? Well, maybe it was the kids that jumped on the shit too hard. That's what they want you to say. Shut the fuck up. Niggas better wake the fuck up and understand how this system fucking operates, bitch. It's planned obsolescence. They want this shit to break. How the fuck can a company be around for 50, 60, 70, 80 motherfucking years if the shit they selling you don't break? How the fuck can T-Mobile be around for 100 years if the shit they selling you don't break and you gotta go back to them to get another phone? Are you fucking stupid? Nigga, they want your shit to break. They make sure your shit breaks in about 2 fucking years. You fucking dummy. You better wake the fuck up and understand they want your shit to break. They hoping the bitch break. Oh, I'm a real nigga. I got a $1,500 phone. My shit flipping, dipping, switching, mixing. Yeah, okay. Okay. After that bitch get to flipping and dipping and mixing and all of that shit, and that bitch don't turn on anymore, guess where your ass gonna be at? Right back at motherfucking T-Mobile. Your dumb ass gonna be right the fuck back there asking them motherfuckers why this shit ain't working. You know what they gonna tell you? We gonna need another $1,500 to get a new one. Dummy. You just got played. Same shit with furniture, clothing, all of the same shit, bruh. All of it. It's the same fucking shit. But niggas is too fucking stupid to see it. It's called planned. Let me pull this shit up. It's called planned obsolescence, man. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, let me pull this up.
This video was made.
Let me pull this up just real quick so y'all can see this shit. Just so y'all can see it.
This video was made possible by the people who support me on Patreon. In December of 1924.
Well, okay, yeah. All right, let's go.
The heads of all the major light bulb manufacturers across the world.
Oh, that's another thing, the light bulb. You mean to tell me we got a fucking light bulb that's been lit since fucking 1910? There's a light bulb that's been lit for 100 years, but we gotta buy light bulbs every fucking 12 to 18 months. But there's been a light bulb that's right now that's been lit for 100 fucking years. But we gotta constantly buy light bulbs. Why? They plan for these shits to go out. How the fuck do you think they're gonna make money if all of the light bulbs were like the one that has been lit forever? Let's go.
Met in Geneva to concoct a sinister plan. Their talks outlined limits on how long all of their light bulbs would last. The idea being that if their bulbs failed quickly, customers would have to buy more of their product. In this video, we're going to unpack this idea of purposefully creating inferior products to drive sales, a symptom of late-stage capitalism that has.
Yes, you have to create inferior products so motherfuckers continuously come back and buy your shit. You have to create inferior product. If you make the best product, if it was the case, niggas would never ever buy a fucking light bulb if we would actually put out light bulbs. Nigga, in your apartment, you would never have to buy a light bulb because the last motherfucker before you would have bought one, and the shit will last 100 years. You would never have to buy light bulbs because the motherfucker before you bought one, and it will last 100 years. Crazy shit.
Since been coined planned obsolescence. And as we'll see, this obsolescence can have drastic consequences on our wallets, waste streams, and even our climate. Corporations create obsolescence through two main avenues: planned obsolescence and perceived obsolescence. Both practices are meant to make a product seem useless or actually useless in order to drive sales. Planned obsolescence occurs when a company manufactures a device to fail before its realistic lifespan.
Do you hear that? they make a device and plan for this shit to fail before its normal lifespan. So when they come out with the iPhone, whatever the fuck, I don't know what they on now, 2021, they plan for this shit to fail just to bring you back into the fucking Verizon store to buy a new one. Cause they plan for the shit to fail, just so you can bring your stupid ass in there and buy another iPhone. They do this shit purposefully.
This usually means a weaker filament, plastic encasement, or a fragile glass screen that limits the durability of the good. In the case of the collection of 1920s electricity companies known as the Phoebus Cartel, they applied this principle to light bulbs. The Phoebus Cartel collectively cut the lifespan of their products in half, from 2,000 to 1,000 hours, so that customers would have to buy twice the amount of light bulbs.
You hear that? They changed the lifespan of the light bulb by fucking with the filament from 2,000 hours to 1,000 hours. They could have made this shit last forever, but they said no. We got to make niggas constantly buy light bulbs. So they started out with 2,000 hours, and it was like, hold on, niggas ain't buying light bulbs, so let's bring it down to 1,000 hours.
Bulbs that they did previously. On the other side of
Good God.
obsolescence, there's the more amorphous phenomenon of perceived obsolescence.
Introducing the return of a legend. The all-new Bronco two-door.
Think of that new phone you bought, or that new style of clothes you've been eyeing, or even this year's new line of pickup trucks. All these are instances of perceived obsolescence. When companies release their new line of products, their older products quickly become unfashionable or less desirable. In order to get you
Right. It's unfashionable. You don't know why it's unfashionable? This is why they come out with a new car every year. Oh, this is the 2026 Camry. This is the 2027 Camry. This is the 2028 Camry. Because they're trying to tell you that the shit before that, no, fuck that. We got some new shit. And what they do is they start to take out shit. They start to take out things that was in the 2025 Camry. They take it out, and then they'll bring out the 2026 Camry, and then in the 2027 Camry, they'll put those features back in. So they take out features, and then they put those features back in at a later date. You're like, damn, hold on. I remember my 1999 Camry used to have this. But then you get a brand new one, it's like, you don't got it. But then the one that's a year after that, it got all of those same features. Now you got to upgrade.
to keep buying their goods, corporations consistently market their new lines in order to make it seem like that new gadget you just bought a year ago is an antique, even though in most cases the older product still works. This kind of perceived obsolescence is especially prevalent with cars, technology, and fashion, because these consumer goods have been transformed into status symbols. So if you want to keep up appearances, you grab that newest model of the iPhone. If you want to look good, you buy the latest style from that Instagram ad. But how and why does planned and perceived obsolescence work on us?
The way how it works is they have an in group and an out group. So if you don't have the newest iPhone, you're looked at as the person that's in the out group. You're too poor to afford the newest iPhone, so you're in the out group. We're in the in group because we have the newest iPhone, so we're in the in group and we're popping, and you're poor. So what you have to do is you have to now sell your fucking soul to get a new iPhone.
As we've just seen, modern obsolescence comes in various forms. From brittle parts that break easily, to glued-in batteries that you can't replace, to aesthetic upgrades that take the previous version out of fashion. And it seems the master of all these methods is Apple.
And we are calling it iPhone.
It's one of the top 3 phone producers in the world, as well as the most valuable company globally. In part, the tech giant's market dominance was created by, and now allows for, Apple to employ an environmentally dangerous combination of perceived and planned obsolescence that leaves consumers buying a brand new iPhone every
Yo, people don't notice, but iPhone about 2 years ago They were sued because of planned obsolescence. So what iPhone did, this was actually about 5 or 6 years ago, but these people actually got paid out about 2 years ago. What iPhone did was they slowed down. What iPhone did was they slowed down people's phones to where people was like, "Damn, my phone is getting slower now. I gotta upgrade now." Apple purposefully went in and in the update made people's phones slower to where you had to feel like, damn, I have to upgrade. So iPhone actually got sued because of this shit. Now you would think like everybody would know this shit that iPhone got sued, but no, not everybody knows that. Number one, and number two, they still do this shit. Guess what? If they have to pay $1 billion because of motherfuckers figured out that they slowed the shit down, that's cool. They don't give a fuck about paying $1 billion, especially if they're gonna make fucking $200 million. They'll take that risk. They'll say, "Fuck it, yeah, we know we're fucking over people. If people find out, we'll pay that $1 billion just so we can make 200 billion." This is how capitalism works. Wake the fuck up, people. Wake up.
2 or 3 years. For the iPhone, it all starts with the battery. After about 2 to 3 years of peak performance, the iPhone battery begins to wear out. But if you want to change the battery, it's not as simple as popping the back of the phone off and sliding in a replacement. Depending on the version of the iPhone, you'll need special screwdrivers, adhesive removers, suction cups, and possibly even a soldering gun just to replace your rundown battery. In an interview with the team at the popular DIY tech website iFixit, they call the iPhone battery a
premature death clock that they're building into it by building in a consumable is designed to increase the number of iPhones Apple sells by making them last less long.
Apple's normalization of the bill
Increase the amount of iPhones they sell by making the iPhones last less longer. This is what the whole shit was about. To where like these people that would fix phones, they had a whole fucking fight with these people, and the fight is still going on. It's called right to repair. Because Apple wants it to where you have to come to them to repair your phone. But what people are looking at it as, hey, I bought this shit. Why can't I just repair my shit on my own or go find somebody that can repair it instead of going to the Apple bar and pay you motherfuckers $200-$300? Why can't I just go pay somebody $50-$60 to fix this shit? Instead, I have to go to the Apple bar or whatever the fuck they call it, to one of these stores in one of these desert ass malls, to where I have to spend $200-$300. In that case, they make it so expensive to where you say, "Damn, I gotta spend $200-$300 to fix this shit to get a whole new battery. I might as well buy a new phone." This is what they do.
Built-in battery, which before the age of the iPhone was rarely seen in cell phones, nudges customers into buying new rather than struggling to replace the battery. And if you do want Apple to fix the battery or some other damage in your device, you'll have to cough up a lot of cash. At
Exactly, just like I just said. Exactly.
times up to 50 to 70.
Look at that. For an iPhone 11 Pro Max, $599. iPhone 11 Pro, $549. iPhone 11, $399 to fix a phone. If you have to fucking pay these prices, you know what you're gonna say? I'll just get a new one. But you know what you have to do with your old phone? You have to turn it back into Apple, because what they're gonna tell you is, okay, well, the new price of this phone is $1,500. But if you give us your old iPhone, we'll give it to you for $700. You can pay $700 for the new iPhone, but it really costs $1,500. But if you give us your old iPhone, and guess what the fuck they're gonna do with your old iPhone? They're gonna take all of the components from that old iPhone, put it into the so-called new iPhones, and sell that to other people. They do the same shit with Android, so there's no difference.
70% of the phone's original cost. This is because you can't just take your iPhone to any old repair shop. Only Apple stores and Apple certified repair locations are allowed to fix iPhones. So when the cost of repair is high and the newest model of the iPhone has just been released, it's difficult not to splurge on that.
Right, when the cost of repair is so fucking high, you say, damn, what's the first thing you say? If it costs fucking $5.99 to repair this bitch, I'm better off getting a new iPhone. Which does what? It puts you back into that ecosystem to where you say shit, I ain't got fucking $1,500-$1,600 to buy a new phone. What do I have to do? I'm gonna buy a new iPhone, but I'm gonna put it on my fucking plan to where now I have to pay for my bill and I gotta pay $50-$60 a month alongside the phone. Because nobody really does that anymore. Nobody just buys a fucking phone outright. Like they've gotten so expensive that nobody just buys the phone outright anymore. They don't just outright buy phones anymore. Motherfuckers just don't do that. They say, damn, this is gonna be $500-$600. I just put the extra $50-$60 on my phone bill and I'll pay it along with that. That's what people do. Duh.
New device. This is, yet again, another barrier towards reusing your phone, reducing consumption, and ultimately minimizing your environmental impact. And finally, Apple's warranty only covers your freshly purchased iPhone for 1 year, which is well before the 2 to 3 year range when Apple's hardware typically begins to fail. The point here is this: none of these practices.
So iPhone only covers your shit for 1 year. But your shit ain't finna fuck up in 1 year. Most people's iPhone ain't finna fuck up in 1 year. You know when the shit is finna start fucking up? That second and that third year. But after that point, you don't have the protection anymore. Duh. It's rare that you buy a brand new phone and the bitch break and you have to go take it back and be like, yo, this shit's fucked up. I need a new one. And they just pull another new one out of the box, out of the back, and give you another one. That's rare. Most of the times, you get a new phone, that bitch is finna work. It's finna be zipping all through everything you needed to do. It's finna do everything you needed to do. But around that second or third year, shit is about to start slowing down. And you about to start seeing it because you about to be like, damn, man, when I first got this bitch, this bitch was zipping up and down. It was doing everything. But now, shit kind of moving a little slow. But you can't take it to the Verizon store and say, hey, what's up with my phone? You can't take it to T-Mobile and say, hey, what's up with my phone? They don't want to hear it because you ain't got the protection anymore. You ain't got it. You're scarred.
Are necessary for the production or sale of Apple's products. Apple intentionally chooses to build this waste into their product design and business plan because these steps are necessary to make Apple into a tech giant and capitalist behemoth. Indeed, Apple just comes out and admits how long they expect their devices to last. 7 years. After 7
You see that? 7 years. They expect this shit to last 7 years. But you don't get 7 years from any phone. Listen, you don't get 7 years from any phone, any TV, any furniture. You don't get 7 years from anything that you fucking buy. Oh, you bought that new air fryer on Black Friday. How long has that shit lasted? You press the buttons, the bitch ain't even working no more. You gotta throw the shit in the garbage. I'll just get another one. It's only $40-$50. But why the fuck should you have to buy a brand new air fryer or this or that? Like, why do you have to do that? They purposefully did that shit. They purposefully did that. And we sit back and be like, whatever. I could just go to Walmart and buy a new air fryer. It's all good. This is how we keep these companies in business by us doing that. And it's not only us doing that, it's these companies forcing us to do that. They're forcing us to do that. You mean to tell me you buy some shit and listen, I'm not finna sit here and say when you buy something, it's supposed to last a fucking lifetime. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, what I am saying is I remember coming up, my grandmother, and y'all know this too. My grandmother, they had them same fucking pots, bruh. Those same pots and pans. Your grandmother, just like my grandmother, had them same motherfucking pots and pans forever. They cooked out of them same shits. You those companies that your grandmother, my grandmother bought them fucking pots and pans from, they never bought them again. Cause they lasted so long. Never bought them again. I remember my grandmother, bro. She had so much shit in her fucking house, bro, that from the time that I was a shorty, from the time I was older, she had all of that same, a lot of all of that same shit that still worked. My grandmother had pots, pans. She had toaster ovens. She had everything in that bitch, bro, that just lasted. Why did this shit last? It's because companies figured out we need to make this shit go bad in about 5 or 6 years. But back in the day, they would have that shit last forever. Because they was trying to sell shit. But they didn't know, damn, if this shit lasts forever, who the fuck is gonna buy our shit? Everybody, man, listen. If you had a grandmother in a family, you know good and fucking well, bro. Your grandma had all of that shit that she had, bro, and she had that shit forever. She had all of that shit forever, bro. When you came over on Saturdays and Sundays or whatever the fuck, she'll cook out of them same motherfucking pots and pans, all of those shit. The shit never just withered the fuck away. None of that shit. That shit never fucking happened. Y'all know this shit. I ain't talking shit. I'm saying real shit, and y'all fucking know it. My grandma had all that old shit, bro. Just like everybody else grandma had that shit. None of that shit ever went bad or had to replace it. Shit. My grandma ain't had the money to replace none of that shit. Them fucking heavy ass fucking skillets and shit. Nigga, she couldn't replace that shit. All of that shit was heavy as fuck. Them fucking pans and skillets and shit she would cook out of. What? She never had to replace none of that shit. Cause it worked. All of that shit you thought, you know, that you thought you had to scrub all of that shit off. No, nigga, that's how that shit's supposed to be. I remember my grandmother told me, she was like because Burger King is from Miami, where I'm from, where we from. And I remember her telling me, she was like, yeah, man, I remember I used to be able to get a Whopper for 25 cents. I remember her telling me that. She was like, damn, we get a Whopper for 25 cents. Go get a Whopper right now. That shit's like it's probably like $5, $6 motherfucking dollars. Why is shit so fucking expensive now? You mean to tell me my grandmother could get a Whopper for 25 cents, but in my same lifespan, I have to pay $6, $7 for a Whopper? Why is that? We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about why shit is so fucking expensive. We want to put it on bullshit like, well, you know, we had to print a lot of money, and no, it's not about printing no fucking money, bruh. It's greed. Don't get me wrong, it does have a little bit to do with printing money. I'm not finna sit here and act like, you know, the dollar hasn't been debased. That's retarded to say that it hasn't, but it's greed. These motherfuckers say they want more money. Shit, I would love to fucking be able to buy a Whopper for maybe $1 or some shit like that. But you can't do it. Can't fucking do it. McDonald's, what's the shit called? I forget what they call that burger from McDonald's. Can't buy none of that shit. Niggas in the 60s and 70s would get one of them burgers for $1.50. Now this shit $7, $8 to get what's the name of that burger? Y'all know what it is. I forget the name of that burger from McDonald's. Can't buy shit from that now. The shit's so expensive. Everything's so expensive, man. Everything is expensive as fuck. Damn, I'm still trying to remember the name of that burger. Is it called a damn, I forget the name of that burger. But y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, man, that shit's it's annoying, bro. Like, why the fuck do we gotta pay so much for this shit, bro? Why is everything so goddamn expensive? Everything is so expensive, bro. Everything is so fucking expensive. No matter what the fuck you want to do in life today, it's expensive. Life is expensive, bro. Like there's nothing the fuck you can do to where like shit just makes sense. Nothing makes sense. And we got these fucking stupid ass crackers talking about some, oh man, you know, Trump, the prices are coming down. No, prices do not come down. Wake the fuck up. Prices don't come down. They don't come down. They only go up and they stay up. Ain't no fucking prices coming down. Fuck is you talking about? These companies, bruh, what they do is they look at shit, they say, oh damn, shit is expensive now. Let's fucking raise our prices. They raise their fucking prices. Motherfuckers pay it, don't pay it. But prices never come down. Look at 2008. The so-called market crashed. Did prices go down when the market crashed? No. Shit went up and stayed up. And everything only went up further after that. Nothing went down. Nothing got cheaper after that shit. Obama chose to bail out the banks instead of bailing out the people. I just I could never understand that. Obama chose to bail out the banks instead of bailing out the people. The same motherfuckers that put us in the situation, he chose to bail them out instead of bailing out the people. Like, I could just never understand why he did that shit. I couldn't understand it. I could never understand that shit. Why the fuck would he bail out the banks when these are the motherfuckers that were actively participating in the harm? But once you understand capitalism, you understand that Obama was just a fucking capitalist. All of these motherfuckers are. And there's nothing you can fucking do that's gonna stop, inhibit, prohibit, or slow this shit down. Unless you just say, I'm not going. That's the only thing you can do is say, I'm not fucking going, bro. That's the only fucking thing you can do is say, I'm not fucking going. But yeah, let me, I'm gonna let that go. And I'm gonna play a little bit more of this and I'm gonna get up out of here.
7 years, their products, in their words, become obsolete. But wait, Charlie, isn't 7 years kind of a long time for a phone or computer to last? It may sound like a long time.
Man, they didn't only bail out Argentina with 20 billion, they actually bailed them out with 40 billion, bro. And not only what did they do that, they did a fucking currency exchange. Like, they did a currency exchange. So if you understand, that's Imhotep Faru. They did a currency exchange. So what Trump did was he gave them dollars and we took their pesos or whatever the fuck they had. So we took their useless money and we gave them our dollars, which are useful money. We did a currency exchange. We did a currency exchange. So the money that we actually got is fucking useless that you can wipe your ass with, put it in the trash. Put it in the fucking garbage, put it in the trash. The money we got from them, like it was a currency exchange. We gave them money, they gave us money. They gave us fucking 40 billion of their useless fucking dollars, and we gave them 40 billion of the dollars that everybody in the world trades with. Ain't that crazy? They would never do no shit like that for nobody in Africa, bro. Like, this is like, it's crazy as fuck to me, bro. When you look at this shit, they would never do no shit like that for nobody in Africa. And I get it. A lot of niggas is down on Africa because of the FBA movement shit that's going on, and I get all of that. But nah, bro. Fuck no. This whole shit is trash, bro. Donald Trump is a fucking idiot. Bona fide dummy. Donald Trump is a bona fide dummy. Donald Trump was telling niggas that other countries were paying for our fucking tariffs, and he didn't even understand what the fuck a tariff was. Even when companies were telling him, man, yeah, I don't think you should put these tariffs because we just gonna, companies were saying, hey man, we're just gonna pass this along to the customer. If they have to pay extra to get these goods over here, they're gonna pass that tax over to the customer. They're gonna pass that shit along, bro. Donald Trump is now he backed off on the shit. The stupid nigga, he went to go talk to President Xi of China, He backed off on that shit. Now he's giving them fucking chips and all of this other shit. Bro, Donald Trump is a fucking idiot, bro. He's a fucking goof. He's an idiot, bro. Donald Trump is so fucking dumb. You know, and it's just like for all of the Trump supporters, like, I hate to say it, but goddamn, you niggas were just fucking stupid. How the fuck could you ever back Donald fucking Trump? Knowing that he was a fucking goof his first term and his second term has turned out to be just clearly worse. Clearly fucking worse than his first term. Like, monumentally worse than his first term. You can say in his first term, yeah, he was kind of a fucking idiot, but maybe he didn't have the cabinet that he should have had. But you look at this shit now, oh my god. He's worse. Like, he doesn't even accept facts on on things that are just he doesn't even accept that. Donald Trump is running around talking about we got the hottest and the greatest country of the out of everybody in the world. Meanwhile, he won't release the fucking jobs report for October because a million motherfuckers done lost jobs. Microsoft done released Microsoft done dropped about 15,000 motherfucking workers. Amazon done dropped about 15,000 fucking workers. Meta done dropped about 15,000 fucking workers. Everybody's dropping workers. Everybody's dropping fucking workers. Where the fuck do these people that's lost all of these jobs, where the fuck are these people gonna get a job from? Where do they go to work? All of these people that lost these fucking jobs and they lie and say, oh, it has something to do with AI. AI ain't got shit to do with why these motherfuckers are laying people off. Not a fucking thing. Why is it that all of these companies are laying people off? Verizon dropped 15,000 people. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. Damn. I spelled that wrong as fuck. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Amazon cut 14,000 jobs. I said 50. I said 15,000. UPS slashed 48 motherfucking thousand jobs. Microsoft done had multiple rounds of layoffs. Verizon dropped 13,000. I said 15,000. They dropped 13,000. Procter & Gamble cut 7,000. HP dropped 4,000. Paramount 2,000. GM 1,700. And you can go on and fucking on. Where the fuck are these people gonna go to get work at? Just think about it momentarily. Think about this shit. The 14,000 people from Amazon, the 48,000 from UPS, between the 14,000, the 48,000, between those two companies alone, that's over 60,000 fucking people. Where the fuck do you think these people are going to get jobs from? Where these people are going to go to work? Are these 14,000 people that just lost their fucking job, can they go to fucking UPS and get a job? Can these fucking 14,000 people go to Microsoft to get a job? Can the 48,000 that just lost their fucking jobs from UPS go to fucking Verizon to get a job? Can the 13,000 that just lost their fucking jobs go to Amazon to get a job? No. There ain't no fucking jobs for nobody. There ain't no fucking jobs. Where the fuck are these 48,000 people from UPS gonna go to get a fucking job at? Can they go to Verizon to get a job? No, they can't. Where the fuck do you think these people are gonna go to get a job at? These niggas is finna be working at Starbucks, Target, and fucking McDonald's. That's where the fuck they finna be working at. They're not finna be working there now, but in about 2 months, when that severance pay dry the fuck up, they finna say, damn, there's nowhere for me to work. They got kids. They got family to take care of. That severance pay is drying up. Where the fuck can these people go to find a job? There is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to go. Oh, but guess what? Go get you a college degree. Yeah, go get you a college degree. That's gonna guarantee you or land you a job. Go get a college degree. You'll get a job. Go get you a college degree. That's gonna land you a job. Famous last words for the 48,000 motherfuckers that work for UPS. Famous last words. Famous last words. Go get you a motherfucking degree. Go work for UPS. You ain't got no mother. If you one of the 48,000 people in this last month to where your job has been slashed, let's think about it, bruh. You got 48,000 people that are not going to be doing what this Christmas season? They're not going to be buying anything. They won't be buying anything. They won't be engaging into the fucking economy. Why? Because they ain't got no fucking money. They won't be buying a fucking thing. There's no money that they have to purchase anything in this economy. There's nothing for them. They're fucked. There's nothing they can put under their tree for their little kids. Bro, this is fucked up, bro. And this is capitalism. Capitalism said, let's slash 48 fucking thousand fucking jobs. You know why capitalism said, let's slash 48 fucking thousand jobs? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why they had to slash these motherfucking jobs? It's because 2 fucking years ago, the union got a fucking win, and everybody that at UPS that was making fucking $20 an hour, they're now making $40 a fucking hour because the union got a win. So you know how they fixed that shit? They slashed jobs. It gotta come from somewhere. Instead of the company saying, hey, we can't get record profits this year, we ain't gonna be able to get record profits this year. So in order for us to get these record profits, you know what we have to do? We gotta slash jobs. And you know the people that we cannot take jobs from? The motherfuckers that are actually delivering the packages. The niggas that's out there delivering the packages, they got a new deal. The niggas that's actually delivering the packages, they don't get paid $20 anymore. These niggas getting $40, $45 a motherfucking hour. You say, damn, that's such a great win for all of the niggas working at UPS. But look at what they do. They slash 48 fucking thousand jobs. Slash fucking jobs. Do you know how fucked up that is, bruh? We about 28 motherfucking days from Christmas, and all of these niggas ain't got no motherfucking job right now. In my personal opinion, fuck Christmas, but yo, look at what they doing to people, bruh. Now you putting parents, mothers and fathers in a situation, damn, do I buy gifts or do I pay my motherfucking rent and mortgage? This is some foul shit these motherfuckers just did, bruh. This is some foul shit they did. Why would you do that to people, bruh? So you can make record profits? Just so on paper it can show that you made record profits. Because if you slash 48,000 jobs, and let's just say those 48,000 jobs, motherfuckers was making an average of 80 grand a year, bro, that's hundreds of millions of dollars that you just saved that now just went to your fucking shareholders. So the shareholders were okay with you slashing jobs as long as they made money. This is why this whole capitalistic system is a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. So you mean to tell me I'm supposed to say fuck my fellow man, fuck my fellow sister? She's working for UPS making about 60, 80, 60, 70, $80,000 a year. She loses a fucking job. Now she can't even afford to fucking pay her fucking mortgage or rent any fucking more. So now she has to get put out on a fucking street? Nigga, that's garbage. That's trash. And when I say let's stand up against these motherfuckers, you niggas tiptoe right past me. I'm going to work, man. Fuck you, man. I don't know what you talking about. I'm going to work. I gotta get paid. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to walk across that motherfucking picket line and take your motherfucking ass to work, knowing how they just did these people? What the fuck make you think they won't do it to you? And you gonna walk across that motherfucking picket line like the fucking scab that you are? Come on, man. But listen, here's the sad part. That fucking mother, that father, these motherfuckers more than likely are so much of a piece of shit that a lot of them are so much of a fucking piece of shit that they didn't give a fuck about nobody else until it happened to them. They didn't give a fuck about nobody else. They didn't care about niggas that was working for Walmart, that was trying to stand up and build something. They didn't give a fuck about niggas that was working for Target. They didn't give a fuck about nobody else until it happened to them. So there's a part of me that's glad it fucking happened to them. But there's also the humanistic side that says, damn, man, that's fucked up that you niggas will get let go during this time of the year. There's still a part of me that says, damn, I still feel bad for you because I'm a human. But a lot of these people that feel like this, these are fucking know nothing ass crackers, white motherfuckers that wouldn't fucking spit on your ass if you was trying to build something. And they would say, well, you need to find another job. Well, why don't you just get another job? Why don't you just work harder? Why don't you just get a degree? This is what the fuck these crackers would be telling you. This is what they would be telling you. Why don't you just get another job? Hey, if this job ain't paying, why don't you just get another job? They saying this because they got the job that they got that's paying them 80, 90,000 to $100,000 a year, and now these bitches ain't got no fucking job. We should be laughing at these motherfuckers. We should be laughing at all of these 48,000 motherfucking white motherfuckers, because you know the majority of these motherfuckers was white, if we're being honest. We should be laughing at these motherfuckers, saying how fucked up it is, and pointing and laughing how their fucking kids don't get a fucking Christmas, because they would laugh at us poor people that we ain't got shit for our kids for Christmas. They would laugh at us. They would tell us, if I'm working at Burger King and McDonald's, you know what these crackers would tell me? Well, you should get a better job. Why the fuck are you working at McDonald's and Burger King? Get you a better job. These motherfuckers would say that to me, to my face. They would say, oh, you working at McDonald's and Burger King? Get you a better job then. Get you a skill. Well, hold on. Why don't you get you a skill? Oh, so it don't work like that no more. So skills don't fucking matter, because these companies can let you fucking go because you have a skill. These companies will let you go because you have a skill, and they want to replace your stupid ass with AI because that skill is replaceable. But I'm just not that type of person. But I know emphatically, without a shadow of a doubt, the majority of this 48,000 people were white motherfuckers who wouldn't spit on you if you was on fucking fire, because they hate poor people. All of these motherfuckers that don't live in the city, that live in the suburbs and have their good little life and all of this shit, these motherfuckers hate poor people. But now they're poor. Now they're poor. They don't have enough money to pay for their health insurance anymore. They don't have enough money to pay for this shit. Yes, all of these little lily white motherfucker. Listen, UPS cut 48,000 jobs. Do you think it was 48,000 black people? Do you think it was 48,000 fucking Mexicans? No, it was a lot of white people. And it was and these same white motherfuckers will look you in your face and tell you if you work at fucking Burger King to get a better job. Meanwhile, these bitches are now going to be relegated to having that same fucking job. So I understand. I should not feel bad for none of these motherfuckers. But I do, because I am a human. I understand that these motherfuckers are gonna raise up their children to be the disgusting fucking racist piece of shit that they are. I get it. And that my daughter's gonna have to deal with it. I get it. I understand it. But it doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's right. I understand this shit, bro. I would love nothing more than to watch on repeat white motherfuckers getting fired and them looking sad as fuck. I would love nothing more than to see that on a daily basis. If a nigga started a channel recording white motherfuckers when they realize that they're now poor and they don't have what they used to have, I would love nothing more than to tune into that shit and watch these crackers be poor. The same way how they laughed at a nigga. I would love nothing more. I would love nothing more than to watch these crackers go fill out an application for McDonald's. I would love nothing more than to see these fucking disgusting ass fucking white folk do the same shit. I would love it. But I actually have a fucking brain and I actually have a heart. These same white motherfuckers, when they get their next little job to get their little come up, they still gonna look down on other people that's working at a McDonald's, treat people like shit. Man, I was supposed to have cheese on my Whopper and go off on a nigga. It's like, damn, bro, you ain't have to do all that. Fuck that. Crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit. This is how these people are. This is how these people are, man. You know. But let me get the fuck out of here, man. I think I've been live too motherfucking long. My bad. I think I've been live too motherfucking long. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think I've been live too long. I ain't even expect to come on here and be live this goddamn long. But I ain't been live in a minute, and I had a lot of shit on my chest. You understand? I had a lot of shit on my chest I wanted to say. But yeah, man. I want to say this before I go. If you felt that I offended you in any way, or if you felt disrespected, and maybe have felt that I said something that I shouldn't have said, and I want to be 100% and say, fuck you, nigga. I'm glad I said it. I'm glad I said it. Anything I motherfucking said, I stand on. But yeah, let me let y'all go, man. Damn, it's about to be 5 in the morning. I didn't even know it was that late. Let me get the fuck out of here. Peace, man. I'm trying. I don't know. I may come back tomorrow and do some shit. I want to start coming back doing my lives, but I got a lot of shit going on, so I ain't fully back yet. I ain't fully back, but I want to come back and start doing my lives again, talking about shit. But I'm not fully back yet, man. I still got shit I gotta deal with. But I don't want to give no false hope. So I may come through this bitch tomorrow and talk some shit. I love talking shit. Y'all know that. Y'all know that about me. I love talking shit, saying what the fuck I'm gonna say, and dare a bitch to fucking say different, nigga. I'll drop the link and we can have that motherfucking conversation. That conversation. But yeah, let me get off this shit, man. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Until next time, you already know it's your brother outside the cube. Peace.